Today's the fourth and final part of doing a simplified sequential setup on an FD rx7. Now at this point, this is what it looks like. It is still a complete mess. I basically just laid it all out and ran one by one all the hoses. I use this simplified sequential diagram to follow all of my hoses and my routes. I kind of start at the bottom of like the vacuum route. I will run my vacuum hoses. Then I'll start doing some wiring and just kind of build my way up until I'm up to the top. So I'm going to take some of the final steps, bolt down this rack finally. I've got some ground wires I got to mount, my coil packs. I'm going to do the final assembly underneath the upper intake, and then we'll be ready to install it. We got bolt up, mock up. You know, these solenoids sit on here, and there's several things I got to kind of get lined up before I bolt it down. We're just going to kind of loosely set it on here. But I did delete the double throttle, I think it's called. I think it's there to give you a little bit, it gives you a little bit better throttle response, but it kind of robbed you of overall just like airflow, especially on your top end. Basically how it looks. Can we just admire the beauty of the FD upper intake manifold? That will always be iconic to me. Alright, throttle body's hooked up. We got my throttle cable ran. There's a coolant hose here, and then you got this plug right here that goes in. So now we can start running the intercooler piping. So we are going to give it a test fire, see if it'll run. Unfortunately, I'm still waiting on my gauge cluster to come back in. I mailed it off to get repaired, so I can't really drive the car yet, but I think we all want to hear it start up and run, so let's see what we got. Something is not right. It sounds like it's running on one rotor, and after spending a good part of the day talking to Dave at Rotary Performance, we were able to figure out the rear primary injector is stuck, so I'm gonna have to pull it all back apart and take out that rear fuel injector and fix it. So from now on, I'm going to test all my injectors. Even though I got them clean and flow tested before I install them, I'm going to check and make sure they're not stuck. Maybe you should do that too. So that's all for today. I'll get it. The next video will be when I get it all done, installed, and I'm actually driving the car and testing the turbo systems, probably middle of next week sometime.